little birds like stale pork rinds. But maybe they don't. Those freaking big one. Oh no, I'm feeding the seagulls now. Get out of here. Caw, caw. Cooks, no, you're not gonna attack the birds. They're gonna shit over my van. Oh my god, there's a flock of them out here now. Pork rind buffet. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's really nice out here. These damn birds. Wow, there's a lot of people off today, I guess. Some van dwellers. There's always van dwellers down here. I woke up this morning as usual. Where the hell am I? I always forget where I sleep. Right. Come on, you don't need to eat that. It's stale. Oh, she's eating the birds. Stale pork rinds. Anyway. Ugh. Alright. So, I did a, I'll show this driving me nuts. Like why my shit's not working. Hold on a second. Alright, so I am, and probably will continue to be going bananas about this, my power situation. So I got up today, get some light in here, it's got really windy. But I figure I'm gonna figure it out. That there's some days that this thing will go to float mode, some days it won't. It's too much wind. No, it's no light. Some lights on. So yeah, some days it'll go into float mode, other days it just struggles. So I did a and more or less energy audit. Let's see if I can try to explain this. So I wrote down pretty much what I have. Fridge, lights, little fan, my phone, TV. I rarely ever use that. I didn't factor the water pump in because I barely use it. I use like 6 gallons of water a week. It's not much at all. So that thing rarely runs. Like if I do dishes, I paper towels and some cleaner. But I did a couple different things there. If I wanted to play the PS4, but can't read this in film. So I try to find figures on my fridge. It said 60 watts one place, 45 another. I just want 45. So you get 45 watts by 24 hours, it's 1,080 watt hours. And you divide that by 12 volts, get 90 amp hours. It seems awfully high. I'm looking at other people that, like overlanders, they'll run this off their car battery. That thing's not a deep cycle, it's just a car battery. So I don't know if that's right or not, but I think everything kind of added up. The lights, these little, there you go, those little recessed lights, they say they're 3 watts, but it doesn't say if they're 3 watts a piece or 3 watts total for 6 of them. I usually run 2. So I just put 12 watts. Say I leave them on 10 hours, 120 watt hours. It's 10 amp hours. The little fan I have, this little guy, it's battery powered, but I leave it plugged in a lot. It's on the back it says 3.5 watts. So just put 12 hours on that. It's 42 watt hours, 3.5 amp hours. My phone, this might 10 watts by 4 hours. Honest to God, I leave it plugged in all the time. 40 watt hours, 3.3 amp hours. I think that's negligible anyway. And I put the TV on here. If I have internet, I'll leave it on with freaking Netflix or the Fire Stick. 35 watts by 4 hours, 140 watt hours, which is 11.6 amp hours. So I totaled up 1,422 watt hours, 1,422 watt hours. Divide that by 12 volts, it's 118 amp hours a day. And granted, it's not scientific. I mean, I actually ordered, it's like a Victron knockoff power meter. slow boat from China right now. But that'll probably give me a better idea of what I'm actually using. So you take that 118 amp hours, you factor in, you only want to write down 50%. So you basically double it. It's 237 amp hours. I have the corner of the batteries have 250 amp hours of battery. And then I have 400 watt panels. Looking at my Renogy app, it says I got about an average of 180 watts, because these things are up there laying flat. You know, you get clouds and all that shit. I looked up peak sun in Florida is 5.67 hours a day. 1020 watts is 85 amp hours a day. So I'm looking, if this is right, I'm using 118 amp hours out of the 237 or the 250 that I have, but I'm only putting in 85 amp hours a day. So I'm in the negatives. My ideal, say this thing worked to perfection, no losses, no nothing, 400 watts by, say, 6 hours a day of sunlight, peak sun, is over 2200 watts. Divided by 12 volts, it'd be 189 amp hours, which would be friggin' beautiful. I'd be golden if I had enough, but I would still need more battery. So I think my problem is, like when I was up north in the mountains and stuff, on good days I could on good days, realistically I could put almost 200 amp hours in this, but I have no reserve capacity. So once it's floating, you know, either use it or lose it. So my solution to this is to spend more money. I'm gonna go get another battery. I'll get another 100 amp hours. That way, on good days, I'll be able to build up some reserve, and on bad days, I'll be able to use that without freaking, you know, pulling the whole system down. I don't know if that made sense. I hope that's the best I could explain it. But if you have an issue, you can't just cry about it and hope it'll go away. I should have done this a while ago. But on paper now, it all makes sense. So I will go dig through the couch cushions. I don't have a couch. And I'm going to buy another battery, install it, and see how that does. I can't put any more solar on the roof. I mean, I could if I tried hard enough. I also have those 2 extra panels in the back. They're kind of negligible. We'll see if that fixes it. If that don't fix it, we'll do something else. But I have the generator and everything anyway to keep it topped up. But I only have like enough capacity for one day. I should have capacity for 2, maybe 3 days. But I don't want to have much more weight in here either, because this thing already weighs a ton. But I'll do 100 amp hour battery more. Go from there. If you have any questions, I'm not a solar expert. I mean, you gotta look like people like Will Prowse and stuff for that. But I know enough to put pen to paper and figure it out. I know how to hook it up. If you have anything to add, if I'm wrong about something, please let me know. I'm really, that fridge, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but it seems to use a lot of power. Anyway, love you, bye.